Alright, this video is going to be about Iron Man's impact and the reason why the MCU is so popular. I mean, those two kind of, answer themselves, but, anytime you think of the MCU, you always think of Iron Man because, he was the first movie. And I know you can say, well, technically because of No Way Home, it's Spider-Man now, but that's besides the point. No. Alright, the first MCU movie was Iron Man. It was, the first thing to get people thinking about Marvel besides the comics. Because, that was the most popular thing about Marvel. It was their comics. Because any of the movies they done really didn't do too well when they first started off. The only thing I will say that done pretty decently was the Lou Ferrigno Hulk show. That actually done pretty well. But besides that, most Marvel live adaptations did not really work. But when you cast someone as amazing as Robert Downey Jr. to play Iron Man, I mean, it's bound to get success. And for me, that's one of the reasons why I think Iron Man is so popular, is because they found the perfect actor. Excuse the way I just said perfect. But either way, Robert Downey Jr. is probably the best actor when it comes to the MCU. He plays his character the best, because you can't separate Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man. They're the same person. If you know a lot about his character, Tony Stark, Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr., that's the same person. So he's really not acting. Bro just shows up and pretends to have an Iron Man suit. But besides that, they're the same person. There's really no difference. So he was just an amazing cast at that part. Alright, the second reason is the CGI was amazing for that time. That first movie came out in 2008. And the only thing that I can compare to that was Transformers in 2007, which was... both of those movies were groundbreaking for CGI. If you compare the first Iron Man movie CGI to now, there's really not much difference. That's just how good it was. It was just very stunning visually, and not to mention, just how, action-packed it was. They'd done a very good job at, keeping you entertained. It wasn't just good CGI, and everything else just being terrible. No, the CGI is just one of the things that was good. Our next reason is the fact of how they handled his character. A lot of studios want to, always change a character or make it fit, the times or whatever's going on in the world or whatever, but they done a good job at, making Iron Man feel the same way that he always has in the comics and everything. He feels as you would think he would. If you see Iron Man in any other type of media and then compare the MCU Iron Man, you don't see a drastic difference. You can tell they really put a lot of effort in making this character feel, real, and made him seem like his character. They didn't completely do a 180 and make him unrecognizable. No. If someone's only read the comics and they see a screenshot or whatever of this Iron Man, they'll know it's Iron Man. Whereas some studios like to, change a character so much that you can't even tell. But no, they done a really good job at keeping it simple, but adding a little bit of a modern twist to it by, making the armors look a little bit different. I mean, some of the armors are just a tad bit different, but for the most part, they're very comic book accurate. And I think that adds a lot to, making the character feel like the character. It's Iron Man. There's no question about it. And our last and final reason of why Iron Man is so successful is anytime you bring up Iron Man in a Marvel universe of any kind, you always know the Avengers are going to come along with it. Especially because they done Iron Man, and if I'm not mistaken, Hulk was next. And if you have Iron Man and Hulk in the same conversation, it's going to be about the Avengers. So just knowing that Iron Man is possible, they're gonna, know the fact that all the other Avengers are possible, And I know that Captain America came out too, so after all of those were coming out, pretty close together, they were alright, the Avengers are gonna come. And, Iron Man is usually at the head of all of those things, so when the Avengers are around, there's gonna be a lot of Iron Man and vice versa. So anytime Iron Man is on that screen, that the Avengers are going to show up in some way. I mean, sadly not now, because, of course, if you've watched Endgame, which I hope you have if you're watching this video, but, I mean, that's one sad thing, is that Iron Man will no longer be in the MCU, but he might show up in Secret Wars. So I'm hoping he shows up in Secret Wars. That is the only thing we can hope for as Iron Man fans. So, I mean, like and subscribe if you want Iron Man to show up in the Secret Wars. Well, hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you haven't noticed so far, if you're a, returning viewer, this week is going to be a little bit different with my videos. They're going to be a little bit different than usual. I'm trying a little bit of different ideas and stuff. So, I mean, if you got any recommendations or anything you'd like to, tell me, or if you've got any video idea, I'd be happy to hear about that. Just, let me know in the comments, and make sure to watch all of them. Because if you don't, you're not getting a cookie. So watch my videos. Alright, okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I apologize.